Am I still a retro gaming YouTuber? Well, according to some of you, no. Did you just assume my agenda? Anyway, there seems to be basically a bit of a debate going on in my comments section about the direction of my channel, and I'm noticing that a lot of these comments are ranging from either really supportive to people who are very much against it. So to the people who are liking the different content that I've been making recently, then thank you very much for your continued support. And for those people who are more critical of it, I do appreciate all of your feedback, because obviously for every YouTuber a bit of feedback does help us to improve the content that we put out there. So I do appreciate it. But for those people who like to write me like a 1,500 word essay, having a meltdown and calling me every name under the sun because they personally do not like the changes and like to tell me how I have personally offended them, threatening to either unsubscribe or just finishing it with, well, I've decided to unsubscribe. Okay, right, well, fine if that's what you're going to say, but I will say that comments like that do make me feel oppositionally defiant and cause me to either double down or do the exact opposite of whatever it is that I think that you want me to do. So, is it petty? Yes. Is it effective? No. Does it make me happy? Possibly. At the end of the day, it's night. What even is a retro gaming YouTuber? In fact, what is a woman? What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets. But in all seriousness, I don't actually know. Is it someone who makes Let's Plays or someone who reviews old games? I've never really done either of those things. I've made loads of videos on gaming history. By the way, they're all still on this channel, and what I'll do is I'll clean up my playlists and I'll link them in the description for you going forward. Because I often do see people writing comments requesting videos, and they're actually videos that I have already made in the past, but because of the way the YouTube algorithm works, it doesn't seem to want to suggest any of my content for longer than about a week. I'll link everything down below for you and you can find what you like there. For clarity though, no, I'm not dropping retro gaming. I just feel like I've hit a brick wall to an extent, and this seems to be for sort of two main reasons. The first is that I've already covered most of the gaming topics that I wanted to cover retrospectively. And secondly, I do study my competition on Social Blade a bit, and I also go and check out their channels from time to time. And I feel like I'm starting to get to the top of the genre. No one seems to be doing particularly more views-wise on a monthly basis than I am. One thing that you need to consider is that everyone who likes retro gaming more or less likes modern gaming too. Whereas people who generally like modern gaming, you can't necessarily say that they definitely like retro gaming. Therefore, I feel like it's incredibly limited and short-sighted to only cover retro gaming if you have the intention to actually grow your YouTube channel. More importantly, I just don't want to get bored. I've made hundreds and hundreds of videos. I want to try doing some new things. And in recent years, there's sort of only one channel off the top of my head that I can think of who has managed to break the glass ceiling when it comes to retro gaming content, and that person would be Scott the Woz, and he's doing stuff like Wii U and Xbox 360, which I must say some people don't even really consider that to be retro gaming, but that's actually stuff that I really love, and I want to start covering that sort of thing myself as well, potentially in the future as well. Probably because for me, that was a period of gaming that I personally really love. So let's be honest, the feedback loop is absolutely crucial to any content creator. And I love your praises and even your grumbles, as basically as long as you keep it respectful, that is. And if you've got ideas or topics that you are absolutely itching to see, whether it's retro gaming or anything gaming related, basically, I'm all ears. Like, leave me your suggestions because I'll read through them, and if I think it's cool, I'll try and do it. Something that I did want to do is I do very much want to do some more videos about Famiclones or any other obscure hardware that I can sort of get my hands on, but managing to track down that kind of hardware is actually really difficult sometimes. I can only sort of cover that if I manage to find an absolute banger on eBay that isn't going to cost me an arm, a leg and a litre of blood. So as and when the next opportunity arises, I shall certainly be making a purchase and a cool unboxing video. Yeah, so the retro gaming is not going anywhere. It is the foundation of this channel. But to give you an example of why I shouldn't only cover retro gaming, is that just last week I did actually do a video about the dark side of Sega. It was a part of Sega history from the 90s, which I thought was a really, really juicy topic, but it received significantly less views than any of the trending topics that I've covered recently. The fact that it was just so juicy, I was really quite disappointed that it didn't perform as well as I'd hoped. In fact, a portion of the comments of that video were from people who I often see demanding that I only cover retro gaming topics, but they were actually complaining about my use of scan lines in the video. And I hear what you're saying, and I will try to be more conservative with my use of scan lines going forward if I use them in another video. What I will say though, because I do feel like it needs to be said, is that retro gaming seems to have a much higher proportion of moany old bastards than other gaming subgenres. When I cover retro gaming, I often see the same names cropping up in my comment sections who are moaning about my content for whatever reason. And then those same names will then crop up in the comment section of my non-retro gaming videos, moaning that I'm not exclusively covering only retro gaming content. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't win with you, can I? No, in all honesty, I appreciate, I'm grateful for the views. I am. But you do think that some of these people would be a bit more self-aware about how they're writing things, and that I am going to remember their names in the comment section. They do somewhat remind me of the old man shouting at clouds meme. Just saying. So looking forward, what am I actually doing? To answer the grumps, the absolute grumps in my Stellar Blade comment sections, those people who were absolutely insisting, oh well, this is the direction your channel is going in now, I'm unsubscribing. Oh God. Well, no. It's the basic answer. I'm not going to talk about Stellar Blade and nothing else forever. I'm not going to become just a Stellar Blade channel. That's absolutely ludicrous. And that's a really stiff way of thinking about it. Like, as if I'm going to do a video on Stellar Blade and then suddenly become nothing but a Stellar Blade channel. Like, you can't just think in absolutes like that. It doesn't work. What I will say though, when you consider how well received those videos were in comparison to my usual retro gaming content, it is a bit of an eye-opener, and it does help me to basically make decisions on ways in which to branch out into the broader gaming sphere, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. I want to be a whale in a teardrop, and that teardrop is going to be the world of gaming and not just the subgenre of retro gaming. I want my channel to encompass all gaming and basically be much more interesting for me, be much more interesting for you, and grow, because that's my ultimate goal. Essentially, a huge thanks to everybody who has been a part of this adventure, and whether you're here for the nostalgia or the cutting edge, your engagement, your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, everything like that is all greatly appreciated, and it really helps me to keep this channel alive. So do stay tuned for more, because there is going to be lots and lots more content coming. So I shall see you all in the next video.